huge turn off. Next woman I want to be with when I have a kid, she's going to be my wife.
Always have, like, crazy jewelry, huh?
No.
She can totally grab his hand right there. She's going back. Do you think you'd be able to take him home to meet your parents?
That's a huge question.
You're giving him a third date, what, to prove them wrong?
No!
You're pissing me off!
You're pissing me off! It shouldn't be tough love. It should be, like, breakdown, a cry love.
Antenna. You really haven't had a chance to experience the nightlife of Bourbon Street. Tiffany's taking pics.
She is not doing that.
Stephanie is making out with a guy with spiky hair.
She made out with a random guy. That's dating 101.
What was your bill last night?
Bourbon Heat?
I bet that was, wow.
Oh my God, it's all about to come out right now.
Then get up on the hot seat.
I don't deserve to be in the hot seat this week, so I'm not gonna.
You deserve to be on this hot seat.
No!
Oh, really?
Really?
I don't think so. My name's Steve Ward, and I'm one of the most successful matchmakers in the country. Nobody knows single women like I do. The lonely, the clueless, the needy. I can tell by the look on your face, your clothes, your body language. I know what they're thinking. And if you follow my rules, I guarantee I can and will find you the man of your dreams. But that's only if you can take my tough love.
You know, he starts yelling for no reason. Like, I know my issues. You're not funny by saying it and going like this. Like, it's not cool.
I mean, you're not the first girl that he got into it with, and you're not going to be the last. Elizabeth doesn't really want to talk about her family. It hurts her deep down inside, but when she lets out, she gets real emotional about it.
I just think I tarnished my family and I just tarnished myself, my image. I don't know.
I think you should have a one-on-one with him and just tell him how you feel.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? I get to see you now.
Yes.
After Elizabeth's outburst at group last night, I want my mom to talk with her so she can give her a parent's perspective.
I knew you were very upset about last night. Do you have any questions for me? Anything that you're concerned about?
I just looked into her eyes, and she's so warm and sweet and motherly, and I just started crying. Like, as soon as she opens up her mouth and says, like, 2 words, I just started crying. I just felt like I was just trying so hard, and to him, it seemed like I wasn't trying, you know? I mean, I've opened up myself so much by being here and knowing what the consequences are with my family, so I just felt like all my work was like, it didn't matter.
Let me tell you a short story, okay? Well, I got married really young, and my parents were thrilled to death. And I walked down my wedding aisle saying to myself, I don't even know what love is. And I basically lived to make my parents happy. I was so empty, and I was such a young girl.
It was hard to hear her story. Oh my God, like, that could be me, and I don't want that for myself.
I left with none of his money. I walked out with a suitcase and 3 kids. My parents cut me off. Totally said, you make this decision, you're done. And then I met this guy. And as soon as I saw him, I said, I'm gonna marry that man.
Oh my God.
And finally, it tore my parents up inside that they had no relationship with me, and they weren't seeing their grandchildren. So they said, we can't live our life like this anymore. Do you understand now?
Yeah.
That's why Stephen was so passionate in that room, Elizabeth, because he knows your parents will not give you up in life. You have to worry about you, not them. They'll come around.
And Joanne, like, assured me that my parents will come around. Just to hang in there, but really, I should worry about myself and my happiness.
Thank you. Okay. Okay.
Ladies, will you please come down here and join me? Week 4 of boot camp is all about class versus crass. New Orleans offers a variety of temptations, and I think it's time to establish a baseline of how the women behave when they're given the opportunity to let loose. Well, we've been here in New Orleans for about 3 weeks, and you really haven't had a chance to experience one of the most famous traditions of the French Quarter, the nightlife of Bourbon Street. Yes! I'm gonna let you loose. I even have these Mardi Gras accessories for you.
With all the tension in the house, this night is definitely a good one to just let off some steam.
Yes! I know, I was excited to see men. Regular men, just average men. I never thought I would be that excited.
I can touch men!
Tonight I'm sending the ladies to Bourbon Heat, one of the hottest clubs on Bourbon Street. I want to see just how these ladies behave when they think I'm not watching.
We walk in, we like, yes, we got the bottles, we got the liquor, you know, everyone's dressed sexy and like ready to just let loose. And so, who kicks off the party? Jonna. Like, he didn't even close the red rope. She was already up and dancing, you know, getting the party started or whatever.
While a girls' night out may seem innocent enough on the surface, all too often they turn into nights where you send men the wrong signals. My mom and I will be watching on surveillance cameras to see if these ladies attract the right kind of male attention.
I'm a little surprised that Donna is the first one to get up and start dancing.
I would have bet it would have been Tiffany or Danielle from the get-go.
Everyone's just dancing in VIP, having a great time. And I realized that I want to talk to a guy. So I leave all my friends and I stand alone and hope that some brave guy will just come talk to me. And 30 seconds later, Frank comes and talks to me.
This was the perfect guy for Melissa to talk to. I knew when I saw his pants halfway up his back. Melissa can't handle a man. She wants a boy because it caters to her playful, naive, young side.
I had a few drinks, and a few drinks just makes me want to touch his arm and compliment him and follow all of Steve's rules and advice.
Look at her, she's flirting with this guy. She's really got him drawn in.
She looks like she's very comfortable.
Talk about a 180. That Melissa completely turned herself around. She went from being all uncomfortable and awkward to flirting comfortably with a guy she just met.
Champagne started flowing, and I was like, you know what? I'm in my element. Like, I love to dance. As a promotional model, like, that's my job.
If I had to guess what we're watching, I would tell you it's a bachelorette party and Elizabeth is getting married. Rule number 51, keep it classy. You never know where you'll meet the love of your life. So how you present yourself, even at a club, is always important.
I think everyone was shocked to see me in that element, but, you know, I'm not slutty, and if it comes off that way, oh well, because the guy's not getting any, so whatever.
I'm a drinker and I'm a partier. I'm like really social, so it's like there's music, a stage, and alcohol. So I had like the best time ever. Some days on stage, then all of a sudden I just see like all these dollar bills just come down. So yeah, that came from like one of the guys there in the crowd.
Throwing dollars like she's a stripper?
Tiffany's taking pics.
She is not doing that.
Hi, I'm a mother of 3 kids, and I'll pick up dollar bills off the ground.
I just went and like started picking them up and stuffed them in my bra and stuffed them in my dress. It was like so funny. Oh gosh.
I'm all for having a good time. But I said, Tiffany, oh my God, what are you doing?
Coming up on Tough Love New Orleans.
Oh my God, Stephanie needs to really get her together. Like, she made out with a random guy.
And later,
Melissa, what are you crying for?
I'm not seeing what I like here.
Melissa has no reason to be picky. What does she think? Like, she deserves, like, Brad Pitt?
this week's boot camp lesson is all about class versus crass. But what the ladies are unleashing on Bourbon Street is a bit too much crass. Watching this surveillance footage has me wondering if they're at a dance club or a strip club.
I decided to finally get up, and I noticed that this guy walks in, and he looks at me, and he was really cute. We started dancing and drinking and just having a really good time. He's like more of an aggressive guy, and John's really not so aggressive, and it was hard to stay away from that.
You see what Stephanie's doing with her guy? Do you see that, Sylvia?
She's going for the bad boy.
And she can't kiss John or even shake his hand?
So after like several glasses of champagne, I ended up walking out of the club, and Brandon was beside me, and then we ended up kissing.
Stephanie is wasted, and I look over, and Stephanie is making out with Brandon.
I meant to just like kiss him once, but it was just like I couldn't stop.
You see that? Look at Stephanie.
Rule number 92. Public indiscretions will have consequences. You never know who is watching and what will happen to your relationship if word gets out.
In the back of my mind, I was like, oh my God, John would kill me. And I was like, well, I'm not in a committed relationship. Guys, listen, we gotta get out of the car right now.
At the end of the night, we have 2 wasted roommates, Stephanie
I made out with a guy named Brandon.
and Tiffany.
When we got in the van, it's like she just went in a coma.
Wait.
And I was thinking, like, who is gonna carry her upstairs?
Yo, I'm up. 2 more steps, 2 more.
I'm not going to bed with these boobs. I don't know how to take this off. Like, I got pink socks on. Who the put pink socks on me? Come on, don't. it. So, when you look at the whole picture, I didn't do anything wrong, correct?
Wait.
Stephanie can't handle her booze.
I wanted the hot seat for the...
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
How are you? Good. Some of the women have made good connections here at boot camp, but some of them haven't. It's time for my mom and I to use our matchmaking skills to see if we're reading these women correctly or not. What are you thinking?
Elizabeth.
Yeah,
It's
well,
Stefan.
I think he really likes her.
oh, of course he likes her. That's the problem. She's not even interested in kissing the guy yet. So do you have anyone else for her?
Yeah, we have this guy, Carl. I love this guy.
Tall, dark, handsome,
35.
has his own company.
All right, let's do a little switcheroo then. I think that'll work.
All right, good.
Shalena, that's a whole nother ball wax. What do you got?
Do you remember this guy?
Why do I
Remember
recognize that guy?
He's from the game show.
Oh, is that the guy who was talking
Yeah.
about traditional values and everything?
And he thought that she was cute. He liked to
Really?
see her.
Yeah. There's a pulse.
All right, let's see what happens.
There's a pulse.
All right, speaking of pulse, what about Despina? Is this the guy
handsome guy.
All right, he's got dark hair, he's got dark eyes.
He's a pilot.
He's coming across country for her.
He's flying across the country just to go out.
Yes. You can't get any better than this.
Great job. High five.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, honey.
I know New Orleans offers plenty of temptation, but I was shocked by how many girls took part in the Bourbon Street debauchery. We're almost halfway through boot camp, and everyone should know better at this point.
I'm hungover, and I just had this gut feeling that the night out was definitely a setup.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, how was your girls' night out?
Fun.
I'm glad you had a good time, but I also want to talk about some things I saw. My mom and I were at the club last night, and from what we saw in the surveillance footage, some of you still have a lot to learn.
Oh, God. I didn't know they had surveillance cameras watching us.
Let's look at a few examples. Melissa, did you have a good time?
I had a great time. I met a boy.
I met a boy.
I met a man.
There you go. There you go. Let's take a look. Little physical contact here. Getting a little closer. Oh, kiss on the cheek, hand on the face. There it is again. I think he was touching your knee a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt really comfortable around him, it's weird. I don't feel comfortable around a lot of people, as you know. So it was good.
Listen, you were affectionate, you were sensual, but you did it in a classy, respectable way.
Right. So it was a good time.
Good job.
Thank you.
Tiffany. All right, there you are. Oh, some guy's tipping you, apparently. Just throwing some money out there. You are picking the money up off the stage.
I don't know who or what guy gave Tiffany money, but she was shaking her ass for those dollars.
Getting some more tips, putting them in your bra. Girls gotta earn a living.
Once I saw that surveillance video, I was like so embarrassed. But I mean, I had a good time. I was drinking and...
Here we go again with the drinking card. I'm not gonna let you keep using alcohol as your excuse.
I know.
You girls will really love this. I'm talking about you, Stephanie. Let's take a look. Oh, look at this.
Oh my God, she needs to get her together. Like, she made out with a random guy. I mean, who else would be in a hot seat? Like, I just feel like that's dating 101. That's no.
I can't believe this. So you break down at the mere suggestion that you touched John's hands. Meanwhile, who is this guy?
A guy named Brandon.
So what's the difference between kissing this stranger in a bar and touching John's hand? Work with me here. I'm not gonna let you shut down on me. Give me something.
I'm not in a committed relationship. I'm dating, so I didn't see
So
any
that's
big
how
deal
you carry
about
yourself.
it.
This explains why you're single.
Seeing Stephanie make out with some complete stranger, I was just like blown away. What if John sees that?
Coming up on Tough Love New Orleans, you're getting a much-needed makeover. I want her to look as natural as possible.
I started having a panic attack whenever the word natural came out of his mouth.
And later, if you don't like the guy, are you gonna get all mopey and throw yourself another pig party?
It depends what time of the month it is.
Now that the ladies have shown just how crass they can be, I think it's time to take them from Bourbon Street to high society. With the help of an etiquette expert, I want to expose them to the classier side of New Orleans. We're going to start with a lesson in Southern manners and charm. So I want you to meet Roz Kay. She's an etiquette expert.
It's like, what am I doing here? I'm used to fine dining. I'm used to older distinguished men. These girls need it, not me. I don't belong here.
Okay, Roz, they're all yours.
So hello, ladies. As you can see here, we have a setting, and I'd like to see who would like to volunteer to sit with me while the others surround us. Have a seat, my darling. Now, if you notice, we have quite a lovely setting here today. We're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-course meal the way it looks now. Now, if you look here, we have soup. The spoon that you're going to use is always one that you go away from yourself.
She had all the different spoons and forks and all the different plates and 50 glasses and just this complicated mess on the table.
It's time for us to learn about stairs.
Today's lesson isn't just about what fork or spoon to use.
Suck it in and come on down. Don't walk like you're scared. I am.
But also learning to behave like ladies.
You had a question?
How long into the relationship is it okay to have a public display of affection?
You don't have a commitment, you shouldn't be showing public display of affection. I like holding hands. I think that's a great beginning.
Should the woman kiss the man first or the man kiss the woman first?
It will happen without you even thinking about it.
Do you think it's completely frowned upon to have sex on the first date?
What? It definitely is not a good thing to do. At that rate, you'd be having sex with a whole bunch of people.
She's like 70, and the advice she was given would maybe be good like in the 1940s, maybe.
Well, I hope you all paid attention, because tonight we're going to be having a cotillion dinner right here at the house.
A cotillion must be a really expensive dinner? I have no idea. I'm not classy enough for this stuff.
It's a very traditional, formal affair. I've arranged for special cotillion dresses for each of you. They're upstairs in your bedrooms for you to wear tonight. But I have a special task for you, Stephanie. Your dress is actually at a salon nearby because you're getting a much-needed makeover to go along with your dress.
Excuse me? Like a much-needed makeover? I'd already toned it down since day one. I was just really pissed off.
I'll see the rest of you later. Stephanie?
Oh, which one's mine? They're white. They're cute. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm a surprise. And I actually can't wait to see the person I'm going on a date with.
Tell me it's not white. Oh, it's white. Fail. White reminds me of a wedding. 8 weddings. From a young age, white bothered me. I find it the most unattractive thing in the entire world. I'm gonna die in the white. It was almost like a fairy tale princess feeling, like putting the gown on, putting my hair up, putting the jewelry on and the gloves. I just felt so, I felt like a princess. Like it was like a fairy tale.
I think you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna thank me.
I don't know.
Men can't seem to reconcile the difference between how Stephanie looks and who Stephanie is. So I'm gonna take her to a hair salon and help bridge the gap. There's a cotillion dinner that Stephanie's going to be going to, so I want her to look as natural as possible. I'd really like you to kind of take out some of the brightness.
I started having a panic attack whenever the word natural came out of his mouth. I freaked out because that's what my hair was my whole entire life. I don't want to go back to looking natural.
Look, you're being a good sport. I appreciate it. You know too much about hair. That's the problem.
What do I do for a living? I just have worked so hard to get to look like this Barbie image that I've always wanted.
You gotta work with me, okay?
I am trying to.
I know you
I'm open to change, but I'm not open to...
that.
I wanted to trust Steve, but then I didn't at the same time because I just don't want to change my look. Natural scares me. I hated the way that I looked. I felt like I didn't look as fake as I normally like to look. You're all done. You want to go get changed?
Once I got completely ready and had my dress and jewelry and everything on, I looked in the mirror. It felt like my wedding day. I just felt like I was getting married. And I don't know, I'm just happy.
Your date is gonna be like,
Take me now.
Now that these women are all dressed up, it's time for the first ever Tough Love Cotillion. This is a uniquely Southern opportunity for the ladies to show their dates how classy and refined they are.
Presenting Miss Shalana August.
And as I'm walking downstairs, there's Steve and Joanne and the presenter, and it's like Arby's right there in the middle, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I felt like a little princess. I was nervous and excited, and I had a little bit of anxiety in me, so I was all, discombobulated. I was all over the place.
Presenting Miss Elizabeth Ann Washington.
So I'm holding on to the banister, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna tumble down, and then that'll be the end of the night. Carl was definitely a lot more my type than Stefan. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of glad, Steve switched up on me and gave me somebody new.
Miss Melissa Schultz. Miss Danielle Wiltz.
It's amazing how quickly a woman can go from crass to class. Because when I saw those ladies walk down that staircase, they all totally redeemed themselves.
Presenting Miss Despina Delios.
When I walked down the stairs and I saw Austin, and I shook his hand, it was trembling. I felt so bad for him. I was like, this is probably awkward. And it's even more awkward that I'm walking down in a white dress. He's probably like, are they marrying me off? Like, what is going on with this blind date? So we're all sitting at the table, and we like noticed to the left of us, like, there's still like a chair empty. Where's Stephanie? And like the anticipation's building, and I just want to like say to my date, can you shut up for a second? Like, where's Stephanie? Like, get her here. I gotta see her. I'm like dying.
Coming up on Tough Love New Orleans.
I come downstairs and the first thing they give me is a snail. And I'm like, really?
And later, hot seat time. Tiffany, I know you know your way up here.
I don't deserve to be on the hot seat, so.
Get up on the hot seat.
No! So we're all sitting at the table, and we like noticed to the left of us, like, there's still like a chair empty. Where's Stephanie?
Presenting Miss Stephanie Stasiak.
Hi.
How are you?
Compared to how she showed up at boot camp on day one, Stephanie looks like a new woman.
You look beautiful.
Thanks. Yay!
Stephanie looks beautiful. I've never seen her look this good before. She looks like an old school movie star. Her hair is up in a bun. Her lips don't look fake, for once. She looks gorgeous.
Missed you guys today.
Hi, everyone. If you will please raise a glass. I'd like to give a toast for the very first ever Tough Love Cotillion. Cheers. Of course, it wouldn't be boot camp if I didn't make this a little more challenging. Not only do they have to engage their dates in an extremely formal setting, but I'm also giving them a menu that's going to be hard to handle. Starting with escargot.
Thank you. I'm gonna freak out. Well, I come downstairs and the first thing they give me is a snail. And I'm like, really? If we wouldn't have been as formal as, I would have screamed to the top of my lungs, or I would have got up from the table.
I would love to try, but I'm scared.
Tastes like a oyster and a clam.
I've never been to like a formal dinner, so I was really nervous at first, but who wouldn't be nervous? I'll try this for you. Oh, do I put it on? I'll give it to me. Pretty good. Arby's a really nice guy. He kept me interested the whole time, and I actually let him speak. You know, because usually I'm the one that does the rambling, but it was just like even 50-50 conversation.
So do you want more children?
Yes.
You do?
Maybe 2 girls.
I like the girls.
That's good.
Could it be that Miss Bitter has finally found a date that doesn't leave her cold and angry? Shalana is doing a great job engaging Aubrey in conversation without talking too much.
Thank you. Thank you.
They bring me down a whole crab. And I said, hell no. Everybody just look at me like they're waiting for me. And I'm like, damn, just eat food. Just eat food.
This dinner is a chance to demonstrate their best manners. Some of the ladies rose to the occasion, but for the most part, the food got the best of them and their manners.
Where'd y'all go last night?
There's a place called Bourbon Heat.
Oh, somebody texted me earlier and said, well, y'all at Bourbon Heat.
I was like extremely sick to my stomach. I thought, oh my God, it's all about to come out right now. I drank last night.
Did you? A lot?
Yes, I did.
What happened to the... I don't really drink, but I'm not opposed to it.
It's been like a really, really stressful week, so I figured just let loose. I almost felt like telling John about Brandon, and then at that point I was like, it's not really the best timing to, and we're not in a relationship, so it's like I felt like I wanted to tell him, but I didn't feel like I had to.
I bet that was... wow.
Rule number 2, be honest. Avoiding the truth isn't exactly a lie, but it's still the wrong way to start a relationship. I hope you enjoyed your dinner this evening. You are now free to disperse throughout the house and mingle and enjoy the rest of your evenings. Take care.
Have fun.
After dinner, John pulls me aside and said that he had a surprise for me. There was a horse and carriage waiting for us, and it was really like a Cinderella moment.
Intimacy is like just more traction going on, you know?
I agree.
Just can't quit smiling.
No, me neither. At the end of the carriage ride, John and I actually had our real first kiss. It was like the connection was just so much deeper after that, so it was really romantic.
I'll never be in a waitress. Even if I do decide to get married, I'll never be in a waitress.
Why, are you considering not getting married?
and making it sound the way Donna would make it sound. And I just can't really come up with the words. I don't know, I never thought about it, ever. Like, you know how people like always picture that?
Plan their wedding?
Yeah, and they picture from when they were kids. It's never crossed my mind.
All right, so you have a fear of commitment.
I've been on my own for so long, and I'm very independent, and I'm afraid to be with somebody and rely on them and then leave and not know how to get back on my feet again. It felt like I was a train wreck talking to him.
I don't think you have that problem.
I do.
So when the last time you been on a date?
Like a real date?
Yeah, real date. You know, then a movie.
I don't know.
I'm not a homebody. Like, you know, first, second, third date, man, we going out. Like, it don't matter what it is.
I think Aubrey is a total sweetheart, and he has a lot to offer.
So,
Your hands. Look how little my hands are. Those little hands.
they're soft, though.
That's so sweet. I want to see Aubrey again. I think he's a total gentleman. So if you were to come into my life, that's great for my son, because you can teach him how to grow up as a good man.
Hopefully I get to see you soon.
And I will see you this week.
Have a good night.
We had such a nice time.
Thank you. See you next time. Right. Head out.
All right. At the end of the night, Tom kisses me on the cheek.
Good night.
Good night. And I'm so frustrated that I haven't been set up with a guy who I actually like. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm tired, and I didn't have fun on my date, and I don't want to see him again. I just didn't feel like I connected with him.
He was like, so would I get a second date? I was like, most definitely.
Oh my God, I'm so happy for you.
I know, he's nice, and he's cute, and he's tall, so. Melissa, are you crying?
Yeah.
What are you crying for?
I don't like anyone.
Well, are you frustrated with just being set up with people that you just don't feel anything for?
Yeah, like I don't feel like I connect with any of them.
It's very difficult in the beginning because you're still figuring out what you like as a woman.
No,
and
I know what I like, and I'm not seeing what I like here.
Melissa has no reason to be picky. What does she think? Like, we're all settling? And she deserves, like Brad Pitt? I don't understand it. I don't know what she's smoking. When people get married, Joanne will tell you, like, you don't get butterflies just that instant. That doesn't mean that you're not gonna like this person. We're not saying settle, but you should take it from experience from 7 different women.
Yeah, Shalana. Yes, that was the shortest conversation you ever got. Right to the point.
I'm not trying to make her,
Yes,
trying to
Steve.
force her to settle.
Coming up on Tough Love New Orleans. Hot seat time. Come on.
I don't deserve to be in the hot seat this week, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, really? I can tell you one thing. You deserve to be on this hot seat.
Stephanie likes John, and Stephanie was out making out with Brandon. I think she might be in the hot seat tonight.
Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
As usual, this week one of you did the best, and one of you did the worst. Or maybe I should say one of you were the classiest, and one of you was really pretty crass. I'm pleased to say that this week, Shalana, you did the best.
Oh, wow.
Tell me about your date.
I was nervous, but my date was interesting. He has goals. He asked a lot of questions about my child, and I thought that was real nice. And that told me a lot about himself, that he's interested in being with a woman that, you know, has kids.
Well, you know, it's pretty interesting because it's sort of rare that this would happen on Tough Love, that some guy who was just meant to be a participant in the audience turns out to be a potential match.
Yeah.
You guys look really cute together all night. I thought it was
thank
adorable.
you.
But this is the most lively I think I've ever seen you in group.
I know.
You're like coming out of your skin. You're gushing.
I know.
That's good. It's great. Let's take a look at some of his feedback. Tell me what your thoughts are on Shalana.
We just hit it off from the first go. I mean, I haven't held hands with anybody for more than 10 minutes on the first date in years.
Your interest level on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it?
8. An 8. Yeah, that's lucky 8.
You were at your best in front of him. You were really classy.
Oh, thanks.
That's what you deserve. You deserve a gentleman. You deserve somebody who's going to respect you, somebody who's going to appreciate your values. You did great this week.
Thanks.
Despina, how was your date?
It was scary. It was a little scary for me. I feel like I met my own personal match. I kept getting like that scared feeling, that not like, oh, this is not good.
What is it that really scares you about meeting your match? Is it the fear that they're just going to lose interest and move on?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Okay. This is registering with you. What you've learned to do is put up a very strong front to make sure that I don't let the wrong person in. but I also realize I'm keeping the right one away. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Okay. And now we have a guy that I'd like to see you spend some time with and explore some scary things for you.
Yeah.
Face it head on. Melissa, how do you think you did this week?
I think I did fairly well. My date Tom, he was really friendly, really nice.
Okay. Were you attracted to him?
I didn't feel like I had a connection with him.
Let's see what he had to say. So what did you think of Melissa?
She's great. Very beautiful girl. Had a whole lot to say. She's very interesting. She seems like she's right up my alley. I'd love to see her again.
I do have to commend you because you've actually attracted 2 men this week and you treated them well in different circumstances. Who did you like better?
I liked Frank, the first one, better. Except he's younger than me.
What about the other guy?
The attraction for me wasn't there for him.
So then after the party was over, how did you feel?
I felt really frustrated that all the other girls were so happy.
Does anyone else want to help me with this? How was Melissa after last night? I see you shaking your heads over here.
She was very upset. She feels like she wasn't learning from this experience here so far.
I mean, if you're not learning by being here, if what I'm asking you to do is second nature anyway, if it's just a matter of...
It just doesn't feel natural for me.
It's supposed to be challenging.
It's true.
Okay, and the next time I put you out on the date, are you going to try everything I ask you to do?
Of course I am.
Okay, and so if you don't like the guy and he doesn't give you the tingles, are you going to get all mopey and throw yourself another pity party?
It depends what time of the month it is.
Can we just take all your bull off the table right now? Drunk, tired, time of the month?
That's pretty legit, though.
It's not. It's not the guy.
Then move on to another girl who's like that every time of the month.
No, a lot of people know how to control themselves. You don't want to sit there and just seem like a big ball of problems somebody's got to sit there and handle. Because that's how you come off. Maybe you can think of something legitimate for why you break down like that, so that when you are in situations that I can't simulate, you're not going to behave in a way that's going to push these guys away. Watch Best Moments and my episode commentary from tonight's episode on your phone, tablet, or PC at toughlove.vh1.com.
We all knew it was Stephanie going to the hot seat. Like, it was down to the 2, and we're just like, Stephanie's going.
Stephanie?
When Steve said Stephanie, and then Tiffany was left, I'm like, something's wrong now.
How do you think you did this week?
Well, going out and partying, I think I did pretty awful. Last night, I think I really tried hard to be on my best behavior, and I opened up to John a little bit more than I have yet, so I think I'm getting there.
And how are you dealing with this change that I forced you through?
My whole entire life I worked to get to look that way, and then it was like trying to be stripped from me in like an instant. So yeah, it was hard to deal with.
You can't seem to understand that the rest of the world sees you differently than you see yourself? Mm-hmm. They see a beautiful woman, someone that looks best in their most natural state, not a Barbie doll. Like, put her away. That's not what men want. You don't want that. I don't know who told you that that's what we want, but they were lying to you. All right, let's recap. So you hooked up with a random guy in a bar.
I don't say hook up. I made out.
You were lip-locked for a solid 30 seconds.
But hook up is like a loose term. Yes.
We all saw, we showed you the video. Everyone knows what was there.
Right.
Okay, that's hooking up in a club. Okay, then you had your 4th date with John, right?
Right.
Very formal. Okay, how did that go?
Went for a carriage ride.
How was that?
It was really sweet. Very nice.
Did you have a chance to kiss him on the carriage?
Sure did.
Was that difficult for you?
Not at all.
Okay, let's see what he had to say. How was your night with Stephanie?
It was great.
How did she look compared to how she first looked?
Man, she's so much better. Every time I see her, there's a change. It's just got her personality and her look are just getting right on each other now, you know? It's awesome.
Starting to like her more and more?
Yeah, I think every time I see her, I like her more.
Did she talk to you at all about her girls' night out?
She said it got a little wild. It can't be that bad, can it? I mean...
I didn't throw you under the bus and tell him what happened. It's not my place to do that. But I'm telling you, if his friend, that knew you girls were all there, happened to be there and saw that for himself, you would not be seeing him still.
Well, I don't normally go to bars, so it wouldn't happen.
It doesn't give you right and license to hook up in the middle of a club. What would you have said to John if his friend had been there? How would you explain it?
I would have said I normally don't drink, and I went out and drank and had a good time. And
here we go with that excuse.
That's exactly what happened.
I don't care. You're not using that as an excuse. What's going to happen if you're in a relationship?
I don't do that.
Do you like this guy, John?
I like him, yes.
Okay, and the bottom line is, you should be glad he didn't find out about it.
I am glad.
Hot seat time. I had hoped, and I actually let myself believe that Tiffany's lies were over. But some things have come to light that cannot be ignored and must be addressed. Tiffany, I know you know your way up here. Come on.
I don't deserve to be in the hot seat this week, so I'm not coming.
Oh, really? You can go on the hot seat for absolutely anything.
I don't deserve to be in the hot seat, so.
Tiffany, I guess you don't really seem to understand how it works here.
I do understand.
Then get up on the hot seat.
No. Tiffany said no straight to his face. So I was like, is this for real or is she serious?
I can tell you one thing, Tiffany. You deserve to be on this hot seat. Come on
No,
up.
that's why I'm not going, because I
I'll
don't think
explain myself.
You can explain yourself from there.
Really?
Really?
I don't think so.
What the hell is going on?
Next week on Tough Love New Orleans.
I'm not going to tell you every single detail of my life.
You don't belong on a single woman dating show.
First of all,
I've had enough. You blew it. Big 5 at boot camp is all about sex.
I've been masturbating since I was like 3 years old.
Have you ever faked an orgasm?
Oh my God!